Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Vegas Top Dogs YouTube channel. College football update for this Saturday. Special guest this week, Kevin Thomas. He's right there. He'll be ready to throw you a couple free winners in college football. We'll get to him in 1 minute. He is 5-1, his last 6 in college football. So check him out at VegasTopDogs.com. Be sure to like, subscribe, thumbs up. Every time you watch this video, you'll be notified each and every time we put out a new video, college and NFL football. Kevin, welcome back this year.
Tony, it's great to be here. It's great to have football. I'm so excited. Like you said, 5-1, couldn't start any better. But I'm excited about what you're doing with this channel. I mean, it's not often that the owner takes time and does the shows like this. Usually they hire somebody to take over. You're doing it all yourself, and I appreciate that. That's awesome. Good for you, Tony. I'm excited to see where Vegas Top Dogs ends up.
Yeah, all the picks are on the website. All the transparency. We don't try to upsell you. No BS, anything like that. It's all we have reputable handicappers, experts that have been on the website for years, and we win. So that's why I wanted to bring a winner on, especially with your hot start in college football. So tell everyone what you have going for us this week.
Right now, I'm looking at Big 12. It's kind of mind-boggling with all these transfers and stuff. And not even that, but now that teams are jumping conference to conference. So what we have here, I think, is definitely a result of that. Like last week, I loved BYU at home against Kansas State. That's going like to Colorado. Utah is just like playing in Colorado. It is a reality check for some of these young kids to go there and play a physical sport in that kind of atmosphere. And I won't say BYU won because of that. BYU outplayed Kansas State for sure, but 3 turnovers early killed Kansas State, and they just couldn't get back. But now Kansas State is at home where they can try to make up for that. It's going to be a huge game for them. I like Kansas State in this one just because they're at home. I know when they play Oklahoma State, the Oklahoma State is 4-1 last 5 against them, but the last 3 have been won by the home team, and Kansas State won their last home matchup 48-0. So I think Kansas State here, if you're looking at this line, it was kind of just the fact that it's 5 points, both teams 3-1, both teams Big 12 need to win, because we all know when it comes down to the playoffs, they extended it, more teams. 2 losses, though, pretty much are going to eliminate these kind of teams, these smaller Big 12 programs, as you will. So I think this is a must-win for Kansas State. They have to get it right. They have to get the run game going. And Oklahoma State, on the other hand, their quarterback, Alan Bowman, senior, against Utah, came back in the fourth quarter, but he got benched in the middle of that game. What's going through this kid's mind right now? I know it's a lot of points for this kind of rivalry, but I'm going to go ahead, and that's why I'm going to go ahead and ride Kansas State, just because the public is all over Oklahoma State. I just think Kansas State, better coach team, has to get the run game going, will win this game. And then my other game, Tony, we got Baylor 2-2. I mean, who would have thought that off that emotional loss to Colorado on the road? Another thing, going into Colorado and playing, how hard is that to do? But to lose on a Hail Mary to Sanders, throwing that Hail Mary to lose that game, wow. It's how you respond from that. And Baylor, already 2-2, cannot afford any more losses. Like I just said, 2 3-1 teams are going to struggle if they take a loss. Baylor knows they have to win every game. So I like Baylor here. It's going to be a tough one for them, though. So let me see here. I've got a little bit of notes I like to take down when I talk about these teams. Baylor. Yeah, I like Baylor here. There's no questions. The points went from a plus 1.5 to a 3.5. I'm seeing here. So that's just huge right there. When you see a line spread like that.
Devastating loss last week. So, they need to respond. Like you said, they can't afford to have another loss, especially.
Yeah, and when you see a line go from a plus to a -3, that's very telling there. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and ride Baylor there with the laying the points.
All right, I agree with both of your college picks this week. Guys, be sure to check him out. He's one of the top cappers of Vegas Top Dogs, not only in college football, but NFL, Major League Baseball. He does WNBA. We have WNBA playoffs going on. So check it out. Check out his packages, his subscriptions, VegasTopDogs.com. Also, you can get free picks, articles, sportsbook bonuses on the website as well. So be sure to check it out, VegasTopDogs.com. Before we let you go, I have a selection for you as well. It kicks off early on Saturday. Let me check here. It's 12 noon Eastern kickoff. Minnesota Golden Gophers at Michigan. Michigan's off the big upset win over USC. Current line on this is 10. And they were impressive in their win over USC. But I think this is a letdown spot for them. Back to conference play against Minnesota. Also, last year, Michigan kind of ran up the score. It was 52-10. Some of the Michigan players were taunting at the end of the game. And this is a big revenge game for Minnesota. After losing by 42 points, I think they'll bounce back here. Minnesota's off a bad loss to Iowa last week. They did not play well. They had 2 turnovers. It was just an ugly game. So they're off a bad game. Michigan's off the big upset win. It's a classic letdown spot plus a revenge for Minnesota here off that 52-10 loss last year. We're going to take Minnesota plus the 9.5, 10 points here. Big revenge game. And they're coming off an awful game against Iowa. They didn't score in the second half. So look for them to come out strong. It'll be a low-scoring game. We're going to take the points with Minnesota here on Saturday.
Oh, Tony, I got one thing to add. I was looking at my notes. I write like a doctor. BYU might be 4-0, but now they're going to Baylor. They're going a couple time zones. I think one exactly, but they are 4-0, but they are 0-5 when they have a game that's earlier than 1:30 p.m. their time. So you take that with what it is, but it's a fact. 0-5 games before 1:30 p.m. This game is going to be early for them, especially for the people at home watching. So I love Baylor. It could become a premium bet with me with Baylor. Baylor's both losses at Colorado. We talked about playing in the atmosphere, but then at Utah too. And we all know Utah has a top defense. BYU, they 3 turnovers against Kansas State, but still, that's a tough place to play in Utah. I think Baylor protects the ball and wins this one handily.
Hey,
just wanted to add that. Just wanted to add that.
That's great stuff. Great stuff. Their bodies sometimes aren't used to it with those early kickoffs. And you got a perfect stat there. So it's great stuff. So guys, check out Kevin. Where else can they find you? On Twitter as well, right?
Kevin Thomas 04, and then I have my own YouTube channel where Sports Picks with Kevin Thomas. We're slowly growing it. Hopefully we can add some Vegas Top Dog stuff here and grow both these things together. So make sure to go over there, subscribe, like a video every night, usually WNBA when it's going on. I've been red hot in WNBA, NFL, college football. You get it all there, MLB. And then on Twitter, I try to put out props. Not a lot of player places, props? A lot of player props. That's my big thing. I'll bet 3 or 4 player props a night. I'll bet about 2 games. So about 5 investments a night for me personally. It's about all I can afford right now.
All right. Well, hey, as usual, great stuff. I appreciate you coming on, sharing your knowledge with all of our followers and listeners. And good luck with your action this week, Kev.
Thank you, Tony. Same to you. And I appreciate you so much for having me. And everyone, thumbs up. Follow Tony. I mean, it's a great opportunity to get some free picks.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, any questions, comments, add them down below. I'll be sure to answer you as soon as possible. Thanks again, Kev. As always, good luck and be a winner.